In today's video, I'm going to share with you how to create a gorgeous spring wreath DIY step by step. Keep watching. Oh, hello, how are you guys doing today? Happy Sunday. I'm so excited you're here today because in this video, we're starting a brand new season of home decorating ideas, DIYs, tips and hacks and how you can decorate your home for the spring season 2024. You guys, I'm always telling you that you get only one chance to make a first statement, and that is at the front door. So in this video, I'm going to share with you how to make a more beautiful wreath, a DIY step by step that I know you're going to love it. We're going to be using a lavender bunny. Remember, last week I did a live where I asked you which color you wanted to see, the pink, the purple, the blue, or the salmon, and you guys chose the purple. So that's what I'm going to be doing, a monochromatic all purple and lavender spring wreath, and I'm gonna give you all of the instructions. Before I do that, I would like it for you guys to give this video a thumbs up because it is free and it really helps this channel. And then also don't forget to follow me on Instagram and on TikTok. There's going to be a QR code right here so you guys can just snap it, come follow along for all of the behind the scenes. And also keep in mind that all of these wreath designs are going to be available on my Etsy shop, and for that there's going to be a link down below. Well, are you ready to get started with this beautiful spring season 2024? I'm gonna take you to the studio and I'm gonna share with you step by step how you can create this most beautiful spring wreath DIY. Let's take a look. All right, everyone, so let's get started with this gorgeous wreath DIY for spring. I'm gonna share with you the materials that we're going to use in case that you want to go out and get them. I'm gonna start with sharing this beautiful wreath form that is a Christmas wreath form. And what I did is I just grabbed both extremes and I went ahead and gave it a really long pull, so that way it has more of an oval shape, because I want it to be longer and linear in the door versus a round wreath. That's going to be our new way of making wreaths here on the channel. Also, I'm going to use the beautiful viral bunny from Shinoda Design Center, and they come in a variety of colors. As you guys can see, I have the purple right here, I have the peach and the blue that I shared with you also on the shop and haul. I'm going to use a selection of purple and lavender flowers. I have some roses, some peonies, some poppies, I have some lattice, I have some greenery also that has a purple tip. This is also from Shinoda Design Center, as well as some lavender and in purple. And I'm going to be using 2 rolls of deco material. This can be found anywhere where deco mesh is sold. And then also I'm going to use a selection of ribbons. As you guys see, I'm going to use this beautiful lavender lattice work. I'm going to use a glitter lavender one. I'm going to use a chevron purple and white, and then I'm going to use for an accent this beautiful lavender glitter ribbon. I'm also going to be using my pick machine and then my scissors and my wire cutters. You guys know I cannot work without them, as well as my hot glue gun that is already been heating up. All right, you guys, so I'm going to clear this up real quick and I'll be right back to give you step number 1. Keep watching. All right, so we are back, and the step number 1 is going to be to grab your wreath form. This is a regular wreath form that I got left over from our Christmas season. And what I did is I turned it upside down and I just went like this really strong because I want an oval shape versus a round shape, because I want this wreath to be longer on my door. So now the first thing we need to do is we're going to fluff this wreath form, and for that you have to grab every single bristle in here, and we're going to go ahead and pull them back and out and up, back and up. So I'm going to do this real quick, fast motion, and I'll be right back with you guys because you've seen me do this many times. So cue the timeline. All right, everyone, so now that you have your wreath form all fluffed out and it looks almost like this, what we're going to do is we're going to start adding our deco mesh material. And for that, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and drop it on the floor. And I always like to start with a fresh cut just to make sure that it's not unravel, even though I'm going to go ahead and fold about 6 inches down, and then I'm going to loop right here, and this is where I'm going to do my first attachment onto my wreath form. And I like to start right about the middle, and then I tie with the bristles. And what I like to do is I do about a 6-inch loop, and then I went down and I attach. Let me tell you guys, I missed you so much. I have been working so hard on bringing you this spring season, but let me tell you, this past holiday season, you guys, it was so tough on us here at Ramon At Home because not only did we had some family issues with Jamison's parents. You know, they both are struggling with cancer right now. They're doing much better. They both are going through treatment. And so I just wanted to give you an update that Jamison is back home. He's here. He's behind the camera, by the way. Give it up for Jamison. Yay! And give it up, thumbs up for Jamison for going back to Kansas and aiding his mother and his father while they first were diagnosed with that terrible disease. But so it was really tough, you guys. And then right after he came back home, we decided to go on a road trip just to clear our minds. I had not even finished the Christmas season when I decided to just go ahead and give up. In those moments where you have a family member that is suffering like that, you know, comes into perspective life and work. It is important that we do work and we have to pay our bills and all of that, but also taking time for our mental health. At that point, I really felt like I was going down spiral in a depression and anxiety mode. And so that's when I said, you know what, we gotta get out of here, because if I don't, in order to be creative, I have to be clear-minded, you know. And so I felt like the Lord told me to just go ahead and grab literally 3 outfits and put on a backpack, and we left. We went to Phoenix. We went to a little town called Flagstaff in Arizona. Then we drove to the Grand Canyon, and then we spent the day in Vegas, Christmas Day in Vegas. We went out to a really nice dinner. We went to the Sphere, which is like the newest Vegas attraction. And so by the time we got back home, like I felt like I was able to breathe again, and that's so important. As you guys know, I helped with my aunt when she was diagnosed with cancer, and I have that experience under my belt, that it is so important to hear your inner self, the Holy Spirit in you, to tell you. If it tells you to go, you must obey, because at that point, you guys, there was a day when Jamison was still in Kansas that I was literally pacing around the table like a caged lion, because I was so, like I said, I was going on a down spiral, and I just knew that I had to get out. So I'm so glad I did. But now I'm so glad that I am back, you guys. This is our first spring video of the year, and I wanted to share with you because I saw a market. My favorite thing that I saw on market was all of the monochromatic designs for Christmas and for spring. And so that really inspired me to do all of these monochromatic for spring, because I just felt like it was so beautiful. I went to this seminar, and I'm gonna put a picture right here, where all of the floral arrangements were like all monochromatic. They told a story. They were like spring florals, and it's just so absolutely beautiful. And then I saw some of the Christmas themes this year that were so popular. I'm gonna be putting out a Christmas themes video right around probably July, so you guys can see all of those ideas. And of course, I'm going to be sharing the ones that we picked that we're going to be working with this year, and I'm just super excited. But like I said, monochromatic, what monochromatic means is like shades of the same color. In this case, we're going to be doing purples and lavenders, hot purples, because I asked you on the poll on the live, if you watched the live, you saw that I asked on the poll, which one do you guys wanted to see? We had a blue, a pink, salmon, and purple. Well, doing the one I'm working on. And you guys voted for the purple one, so we're doing purples and lavenders. And as you can see, all I'm doing is just basically going around my wreath form, tying my deco material to cover some of the greenery. This is one of the easiest steps. However, it is the most tedious because you have to be really careful. There is no rhyme or reason, really. I don't measure the deco material, and so I'm going to be sure that I just do poofs, and I use both rolls of the deco material. Now, if you do not want to make your own wreath, remember these are going to be for sale on my Etsy shop, the Ramon At Home. You guys can go follow my Etsy shop, and there's going to be a plethora of spring monochromatic wreaths in all of these colors: purple, pink, blue, and peach. Peach was my favorite. I really wanted to do the peach one, but you guys voted for the purple one, so here we are doing purple according to your vote. All right, you guys, so now I'm going to finish this one right here, and I'll be right back to give you the next step. Keep watching. All right, so once we are done adding our deco material, be sure to pull this out like this, so that way you fluff it out every single loop, every single one of them, so that way it covers so much more of your wreath form. We want it to be pretty full. And so now the next step is going to be to add our bunny. So in order to do that, what I went ahead is I drove a wire through right here, and then I added a dot of glue on each side, so just so it remains. And I did the same on the bottom one. So I have 2 wires right here and 2 wires right here right at the temple. And so that's how we're going to attach our cute little bunny. So I'm gonna go ahead and sit him down. I'm gonna call it a ham because the pink one, it's a her. The blue one, it's a him. Actually, no, it's a her because the pink one is a her and these 2 are him. So whenever you guys see those projects, we'll call them him. And so what I'm going to is I'm gonna grab this wire and I'm gonna grab one of my bristles right here, and I'm going to twist this wire into the bristle like this very tightly. Once you're done spinning that wire, you just go ahead and fold it to secure it. And I'm going to do the exact same thing over here. And you wanna make sure that you pull as back as possible to attach this bunny. And once you have it attached, all you have to do is swirl, 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 and then go back out. And we're going to do the same with the ones on the bottom. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab a bristle right here, and I'm gonna just swirl it around, but very tightly to make sure that my bunny is not going anywhere, like this. And then I just fold it to kind of hide that. And I'm gonna grab this guy right here, and I'm going to do the same thing. All right, you guys, so now that we have our bunny attached to our wreath, as you guys can see, it's not coming off. How cute is a tiny little bow? What I'm going to do is I'm gonna bring out all the flowers, and we're gonna get in the ribbons, you guys. The ribbons are gonna be first, so we're gonna get the ribbons ready, and I'll be right back to give you the next step. Keep watching. Are you guys enjoying this beautiful DIY? Before we continue, I just want to take a second to invite you to come and join me on my Instagram and on TikTok for all of the behind the scenes. There's going to be a QR code right here where you can just snap it with your phone. It'll take you straight right there. And also to remind you that all of these wreaths are going to be available on my Etsy shop for you. And there is going to be a link down below so you can come and browse around if you want to. All right, you guys, let's get back to the video. All right, so we are back and our bunny is all put together. Our wreath is all flowered. So now we're going to add our ribbons, you guys. This is my favorite part. And I selected this beautiful selection of ribbons, like this lattice work one. It is so pretty. I also selected this chevron pattern. What I'm going to do is trying to make them a little bit more younger looking, a little bit funner. Look how beautiful this is with a purple back. And then I chose this glitter. This is one of my favorite ribbons. Right now, it's an inch ribbon. To me, an inch and a half ribbon. It is absolutely stunning. It has enough glitter to glisten in the sun. And then, of course, I chose, you guys know that I am obsessed with a 0.75 inch ribbon. So these are going to be our ribbon selection. Let me get out of the picture right now because I like to use my ribbon holder. So that way I can pull without having to, well, unravel my ribbon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut some tails right here. I'm gonna dovetail it. I'm gonna give it about a 6-inch tail. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start right here on the top and just grabbing some of those bristles. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna tie my ribbon, and I'm going to do about a 6-inch loop. I want it to be really tight. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab this, twist like this, and I want to bring this forward a little bit because I want to be able to see it not so much on the side but forward, so that way you guys can see that pattern. So there's loop number 2. I'm going to do a 3rd loop right here like this, and like I said, I want the loop to be forward so that way you guys can see it when it's hanging on the door like this. And so now I'm going to cut a little dovetail right here. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to our next one, which is going to be the 1-inch glitter. And I'm going to go ahead and put it on my ribbon holder. And this one, because it's an inch, I'm going to cut at a slant. And what I'm going to do, and look how perfect this is for this right here. I'm going to do another 6-inch loop, and I'm going to do exactly the same spot. I'm going to grab the same bristles, and I'm going to twist right here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this ribbon right here, and I'm going to start doing some loops. And remember to go all the way in like this. And as you go in, just make sure that you keep those ribbons fluffed. I'm going to go ahead and do another one right here like this. So that's 2. Making sure that I have that glitter side. I'm gonna go ahead and do 3 right here. And I'm going to cut right here at a slant. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the bows on this side. I'm gonna finish this side and then I'll finish the other side off camera so you guys can kind of not have to be so repetitive. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab this, cut out a slant. I'm gonna give it about a 5-inch loop, tail, and then I'm going to do about 5-inch loops. I'm gonna do 2 bows like this. Then I'm gonna cut right here at a slant. And right here at the joint, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna look for other bristles and I'm going to go ahead and attach this bow right here. And so I want it to be loopy and bowy like this. And so I'm gonna repeat it one more time. Let's see, I'm gonna do about a 6-inch loop, 6-inch tails. Only a 2-loop bow. It is the easiest way to do it, you guys. Then we're gonna cut right here and I'm going to attach this guy right here. And do you see all the texture with all the color? Isn't this just absolutely gorgeous? That's what I'm telling you. The monochromatic designs that I saw on market, what it is like just a repetition of colors and hues of the same family of color. And look at that, how absolutely beautiful that is. It's just creating so much pattern and texture with the patterns, and then all of these beautiful depth with the glitter of the deco mesh and the glitter of the ribbon right here on the outside. It is so pretty. All right, so I'm gonna do one more right here. What I'm going to do is cut a 6-inch tail and about a 6-inch loop. Actually, you know what? It would be about a 12-inch loop because I learned the other day that this is what you measure. So right here, it's about 12 inches. So by the time you fold down, it'll be about a 6-inch bow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut right here. And I'm going to look for a place right on this side to attach this bow with some of my bristles. I'm gonna make sure that it's really tight and attached like this, because remember, these are going to be on my Etsy shop. And if you guys want to learn how to sell on Etsy, if you are a wreath maker, a centerpiece maker, and if you want to learn how to sell on Etsy, be sure to drop a comment down below with the hashtag Etsy, so that way I know and I can teach you all of the tricks of the trade so that you can too sell on Etsy all of your creations. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing with this 0.75. I'm going to cut at an angle, and look how cute this is, you guys. It is a 0.75, so basically this just fold in half. This I want to do bigger bows so they really show, and I love the back of it because it's a lame. Look how cute this is. And I'm going to cut right here. Longer tail so that it really shows. Look at that, just simple bows. And I'm going to go right here and I'm going to look for that exact same spot, and I'm going to grab those bristles and twist, and look at that. So now we have the chevron, we have the lattice, and we have this cute little just accent. Let's do one more. All right, so let's see. First of all, let me just cut at an angle, and I'm going to pinch right here. I'm going to go down. This is going to be about probably 8-inch loops. So they're a little bigger. And just 2 simple bows. I'm gonna go right about here. Let me see. Grabbing 2 of these bristles. And I'm going to attach real quick, making sure that those tails really show. It is going to be really telling. That's what I love about this, is just so much texture. Let me do one more. So once again, about a 6-inch tail, about a 6 to 8-inch loop or bow. Loop. Remember, somebody corrected me because I said bows and somebody said it was loops. So that's how I learned. All right, so now I have this, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it right here with this guy. But in order to do this, I have to make sure that I find some bristles that I can use. So I'm going to go right in here, grab these bristles, and ta-da! All right, so here we go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish the other side in a fast speed motion, and I'll be right back to give you the next step. Keep watching. All right, you guys, so I am back and we are looking really good with all of our ribbons, all of our tails. It will look absolutely gorgeous. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add some of this greenery that has some purple tips to it. I just thought it was absolutely beautiful. It's a eucalyptus that I found at Shinoda Design Center, and it is perfect for this project because keeping it on the monochromatic, we are glad that it has some purple tint to it. Now, if you don't have purple tint greenery, and if you do want purple tint greenery, there is some spray that you can spray just lightly to the greenery, and it's going to be perfect. Also, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna fold in half my pick, and then I'm going to put a steel pick on it. And what this does, I don't know if you guys can see, puts a steel pick. Now I'm gonna get my hot glue gun closer to me as well. What it does is it put a steel pick, and then the glue will hang on to it way better. And this glue is hot, so I have to be careful not to burn my hands, and then also to do a clean drop. Remember, I taught you during the Christmas season that to do a clean drop, what we need to do is put our glue onto our pick like this, and then what we do is like let it go down, and wherever we're going to put our pick, we need to open all of our ribbons, so that way we don't get some of that glue on our ribbons and all of our things. So I'm going to go ahead and do another one. Once again, I'm going to finish one side so it's faster, and then I'll go ahead and do the other one. So I'm gonna open right here all of my ribbons, and I'm going to introduce one of my greeners and see how that's giving me a lot of texture. Now the secret here is to go in and out. So now this one went out, so for this particular one, I'm going to go in. So I'm gonna fold the tip. I'm going to put my steel pick, add a little bit of glue, and be generous. Remember, if this is for sale, you guys, be generous with your glue so that way your customers are happy and this is not gonna come crashing down on their door. Once again, what you need to do is fold this in half. If you do not have a pick machine, go ahead and call Shinoda Design Center. I think that they carry them. I got mine a few years ago, so I think they still carry them. So be sure to give them a call. If you are a wreath maker, or if you are like a crafter like I am, it is so important to have all of your tools at the ready, you guys. And actually, I'm going to do a video of the basic tools that you need in order to be an Etsy shop wreath maker. I want to focus on helping you guys to really take off your business because some of us do craft and we are left with all of our things. Well, the best thing you can do is sell them, you know? Just put them on your Etsy shop. I'm gonna stop right here with the greenery. Like I said, I'm gonna finish the other side because I will have to turn it my way and I don't wanna be doing that on the video. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some of these bundles of flowers. And as you guys can see, it comes with these lavender peonies. They are absolutely beautiful. It has these beautiful thistles and some other greeneries right here. This one has 2 flowers. I'm gonna go ahead and put it right here on the top. I'm gonna cut a little bit of it, and then I'm gonna grab a steel pick and put it on because it has these really sharp teeth on them. It really helps it to hang on to my form. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna be generous with my glue and let it just go down like this. And remember to do a clean drop. What we need to do is move all of our items and then drop our stem right here. Look at that. How cute is this, you guys? All right, so I'm gonna do 2 right here on the top. I'm going to grab another one and cut right here. Put a steel pick. And this particular one, I want it to be right here in the corner. So in order to do that, I'm gonna give it a little bit of a curvature. Add some of this right here. These are basically our focal points. I'm gonna go ahead and grab all of this. Just do a clean drop right here and having our flower. And look how these 2 make a focal point. This one as well. And I have a 3rd one, but you know what? I'm not gonna use it. I'm gonna save it for another project. Now I do have some of these beautiful roses as well. They come in lavender and in purple, and these 2 are perfect. So what I'm going to do, so I'm gonna grab, actually I'm gonna do one at a time. I'm gonna fold the top. Remember to always do that. I'm gonna put the steel pick, and then I'm gonna put some glue. And what I'm gonna start doing is dropping these flowers right here on the top. I'm gonna start right here, and I'm gonna go all around the perimeter. And remember, I'm gonna only do one side, so that way the video is not 40 minutes. I'm trying to shorten my videos, you guys, but when I have some information to give, then I feel like it should be as long as it needs to be in order to get all this information out to you guys so that you too can create beautiful wreath special for the holiday season, and I cannot wait. I don't want to talk about it too much because we just got over the holiday season, but you guys, this year you will be dazzled, I promise you. All right, so I'm gonna open right here to do a clean drop. I'm going to manage to stick my flower right here. All right, so far so good. I'm gonna save this for the other side, and I'm gonna save these ones for the other side. And so now I'm going to add some daisies that I had left over from another project. And I'm gonna grab the daisies, they are a little bit more purple, like this one right here, to kind of start creating some depth with the color. Remember, a monochromatic has to be various shades and hues of the same color. So in this case, we're doing purple, we're doing lavender, we're doing all of those beautiful colors. I'm gonna bring this one up here, making sure that I have a clean drop like that. I'm gonna grab this one. It is so pretty. It really is turning out so gorgeous. All right, you guys, so I am back now that I've added all of the flowers to both sides of this beautiful monochromatic wreath. Oh my God, it's so beautiful. I cannot even tell you how absolutely gorgeous it looks like in person. I cannot wait for you to see it on the door. However, well, it wouldn't be a Ramon At Home original without our flyaways. And for that, I chose this beautiful lavender. It is so pretty and dainty. I went ahead and pre-picked all of it just to save us some time. So what I'm going to is I'm going to add some glue, and I'm going to start looking for places to drop this right here. I'm going to go one on the top right here, and this is what's going to help us fill in our wreath. So be sure to be generous with the glue. Remember, what goes up must come down. So I'm going to look for a place down here to attach that. Then I'm going to do both sides at this point. So I'm going to do what happens on the right happens on the left. I'm going to go to my right real quick right here. Then I'm going to go to my left, and this is the easiest way. If you break down your wreath, top bottom, right, left, I'm going to clean drop this right here. See how I have them right here? So now we're going to go cut it corners, and that's going to help us fill in all throughout the perimeter of our wreath. So I'm going to go right in here, pulling all these beautiful ribbons. I'm going to go right in here just to add that texture. Be sure to fluff these bows. How absolutely stunning this is, you guys. It's so pretty. So now that I went right here, I'm going to go over to this side. I'm going to give it a little bit of a curvature. So this is going to be 6. And I'm going to lift this up right here. I'm going to find a place to insert like that. Pull in my bows. And I have one left. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to add it right here to the top. I usually do 6, like, you know, I like to work in sets of 3s, 2s, and 1s. So that's why I cut 7 of them. But I'm going to add this one right here to the crown to help us elongate this right here. I'm going to put this in the door, and I'll be right back with you. Keep watching. All right, you guys, so I want to give you a quick close-up of this beautiful wreath DIY. This is the style you guys saw me do, and as you guys can see, it is absolutely gorgeous. The bunny looks so pretty, surrounded with all of these purple and lavender ribbons and flowers. The greenery, as you can see, has a tint of purple on the tips. There is some lilac, lavender, peonies, roses, and of course the variety of ribbons that is just absolutely gorgeous. Remember, there's going to be a selection of these wreaths on my Etsy shop, and the link is going to be down below so you can come in, browse around. But I just wanted to share with you how absolutely gorgeous and stunning this turned out to be here on the front door. I hope you enjoyed it. So what do you guys think? Isn't this just absolutely adorable? It was so simple to make. All of the ribbons really do create a beautiful monochromatic look. The lavender and purple, it really is absolutely gorgeous. And the bunny looks so beautiful right in the center. It is so pretty. I promise you, you will not regret it if you give it a try. And also A reminder that there is going to be a selection of these wreaths already made to purchase on my Etsy shop, and there's going to be a link down below. All right, you guys, well, this is all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends so they know about Ramon at Home, and I will see you here on the next time. Thank you for watching. Consider subscribing, and until next time, you can watch more videos right now. Bye.